Hello, viewers. Once more, you're welcome to your favorite show, Shantia's Haven. Today on Shantia's Haven, we're going to be talking about another interesting topic. We want to find out how parents handle their children, especially when it looks like you're losing faith in them. Do you believe in your child? How much do you believe in that child? How well do you believe in that child? Does that child know you believe in him or her? We have a guest today with us, and this guest is going to throw more light from personal experience and others so that we can learn from it. Hello, Gilbert.
Yes.
Today we have Gilbert Asangu with us, and he is here to share more, to throw more light to this topic about believing in your children as a parent. It is something that has been going through my mind recently because you find these children who are kind of wayward, or you have these children who don't do well in school as their parents used to, or these children who don't live up to the expectations of their parents, the kind of barrier measures the parents have set, the bars they have set for the children. The children don't live up to it. And these parents, in their frustration, start losing faith in them. What can you say about that?
Thanks very much, Shansia, for this opportunity. Well, I think this quote goes by Albert Einstein, everyone is a genius.
Okay.
But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid.
Whoa.
No one is stupid. Everyone is a genius. God created each and every one of us with an ability to become somebody, to do something. The problem generally is not identifying what the person is supposed to do. And most often, children don't really know. Children are children. There are times maybe timid, maybe influenced by bad friends or their environment. So at a certain point, they might go wayward. Parents shouldn't get discouraged. I think they should instead encourage the children, try to bring them closer to themselves to understand what is actually their problem. From there, they can be able to help the children.
Okay, bring the children closer and try to understand. So, in what aspects do you think the parent can lose faith in their child?
As you said, some parents think their children must always be first, maybe have an average of 19, 18, and when the child fails, it's like, what is happening? This child can't make it. And from personal experience, I had a lot of difficulties, and I realized that it's not just that I wasn't intelligent, but it was because I wasn't concentrating on my studies. At one point, it was like my father said, I know he wanted to maybe it was like trying to encourage me or he said with some of his friends, they told me one day, he will become like those pack boys. It's not like saying that those pack boys are not doing a job. It's still work. Somebody needs to be there. But it was like, why are you not making it? But later on in life, I realized that it was because of distraction. I had a lot of distraction around me. I had some friends that were not helping me in that domain, mostly playing and so on. So that was why I wasn't making it. But when I came to myself and I started concentrating, most of when I actually realized that there was a God. It's true I grew up in a Christian home, but it's not because we grew up in a Christian home that we are automatically Christians. But when I came to realize there was a God and that was the purpose of my life, that is when things started changing. And I realized that even my studies changed. I started becoming one of the best students in the class. And then my parents now started having faith in me.
All right. So you came to self-realization.
Exactly.
So you're encouraging parents to help their children get to that level of self-realization.
Exactly.
And for your parents, from what I understand, their own way to get you to that self-realization was to challenge you, especially with the kind of profession that you don't like. To say, if you do this, you will become that thing you do not like.
Yeah.
So it made you to come to see self-realization with the help of God, to now work harder and become what you would love to be in future. Wow. So, dear parents, it is good to have faith in your children, no matter how they are. There is always a good, like you said, everybody is a genius.
Exactly. Just to put more light on that, there is an issue with profession. You see, if you are not where you're supposed to be, you will struggle. You will fight. It will become difficult. But if you're doing what you like to do, what is inherent, what is like a gift, it will flow easily. So I want to also encourage parents, don't always force your children to do what you want them to do. It shouldn't be what you wanted to do, or maybe your dream, you wanted to become a medical doctor, for example, I didn't succeed, and you want to impose it on your child. It won't work, it won't help the child. Allow children to choose and mold them, encourage them, direct them on those goals. Ask them while they are still young what you want to become, and try to help them with those goals. Set goals and look at it. Okay, you want to become this. What do you need to become? What are the obstacles? What are the obstacles? You try to look at the obstacles and break them into different goals. Okay, you want to become this. This is what you're supposed to do. Maybe after this education, maybe after your O levels, after your A levels, you have to do this and so. So work with your children to make them become what they want to become, or what God has planned them to become, not what you want them to become, and it's going to help them. And as I said, when I was small, honestly, I couldn't believe that I would become what I have become today. It was like my life I had some very negative image about myself. But later on, I remember one day my mother said, the rejected stone has become the chief cornerstone. And it was so encouraging. So I've become also important, because at one point I was like, I couldn't make it. But then I couldn't believe what I came. I went to school, had my O levels, had my A levels, went to university. Was like, wow. So parents, please, every child can make it.
Not to just stop what you're saying, but I want to I'm picking out something from what you just said. You said at some point you had lost faith in yourself. What made you lose faith in yourself as a child?
Honestly, it was like, actually, as I said, there are many mates that were making it, because when in your mind you must be first, you must be second. Those are the people that matter. First, second, third, fourth. Those are those.
Society has imposed that on us.
That is what matters. So when you don't make it, when you are like the last, maybe the last. I remember in Form 2, I was dismissed from school.
For academic?
For academic, I had 7 average.
Wow.
In Form 2. Seriously. So it was like, what? My life was, I had to stay the school year, the next academic year, I had to stay 2 weeks in the house. He says, this matter that came and met my father and said, please don't leave this child in the house. Let him come to school, I'll look for a way for him. Because at that time, in the town where I was, there was only one English secondary school. Okay. Yeah, so there was no other school. I had to leave town. So he came and met my father. So he went and pleaded, and I was taken back. So it was now in Form 3 that everything changed in my life. I repeated Form 2. I passed to Form 3 because I was a repeater. Not really because I changed. Yes. But from Form 3, everything changed. Okay. My life changed. I became one of the best students in my class, and till now. So I was discouraged because the world, the standard was, you must be among the best. If you are not there, you are nothing. There are people there's even one footballer right now, I think they are talking about him, was the last. They were mocking at him when he was in the world, he was the last in your class. But that is him now. He's making it. He saw all the gift that he had and went towards it, and now he's succeeding. So it's not always academics, not always. People don't even go to school, but they do well in business, they do well in family, they do well in other things. So it's not always academics. Academic is good, it's important, but it's not always academics.
Okay. So for the parents and for the parents who has tried, they have put in this effort to their children, they have done what they can do. After doing all you can do, then these children are still not making it the way they thought they would have made it. There are parents there who have this inner pain. You watch your child and the child is not really what you would have loved this child to do, and you have learned maybe on Chances Haven, or you have learned somewhere that we should believe in these children and not make them feel bad. But personally, you really feel bad when you look at your child. What can that parent do?
You just made me think of one father in Betua that made me talk about this issue one time, and it was like, he did all he could do for his children. He sacrificed his life. He taught them every morning, Bible study, everything. Like he doesn't know what is happening with his children. At a certain point, when you can't do anything, just leave it in the hands of the Lord. Just keep praying. Just keep believing in them. It's only God that can take them to where they're supposed to be. There are some things you cannot do. There are some things that only God can do. God created them for His purpose. If at a certain point you've done all what you can and there is still no solution, just keep praying and say, God, help me. Just hand it over to God. And I'm certain God is going to make a way. Concerning this man I'm talking about in Betua, yes. The son finally got into this network marketing, and he became one of the managers and he made it.
Okay.
So it's possible to become somebody, even if at a certain stage everything looks dark and dim, but there is always a light at a certain point.
Thank you very much, Gilbert, for this rich content you've given to our audience. Like Gilbert said, dear parents, dear guardians, believe in that child. Even if you have tried everything you think you can, even if you have sought for help from others and you've done what you think you can do, what you should do now is take it to the Lord and leave it there. Give it to God. Pray for that child and still keep believing, even in that pain. Just hope that one day things will change and it will turn around for your good. And who knows, maybe what you think you want that child to become is not what that child is actually supposed to become. So believe in that child, and more so, believe in the God who created that child, that He will make that child be just what He wanted the child to be, so that we don't have children who maybe God had created to be a chair, and we are using that, we are instead forcing the chair to look like a plate. Let's believe in our children and trust God that He will help us bring them up right. Thank you very much for watching Shantia's Haven, and thank you, Gilbert, for joining us today on Shantia's Haven. Thank you so much, viewers. Believe in your child and make sure that you should never, never, never say words to your child that will make the child feel like they are nothing. Nobody is nothing. Everybody is a genius. You just need to find that thing about them that will bring out that aspect of them being a genius in them. Never forget to leave it better than you meant it. See you some other time on Shantia's Haven. Bye bye.